So Call of Duty released on the 3rd and 4th of November, which is about a week ago. So hopefully you guys have had some hands-on time with the game. If you haven't yet, then I'll be going over what they've done right with the game so far, the changes that they've made to the game and new things that they've introduced. And the next commentary will cover what they've done wrong with the game, and you'll be able to see all of the things that everybody's complaining about. So what they've done right with the game, they've introduced new movement mechanics, which allow you to boost to the sides, they allow you to slide along the floor, boosting, and also to chain together boosts by boosting sideways and then forwards, things like that, and it generally increases the amount of mobility that the player has. This is great for the core game modes as it allows you to basically reach new heights and have a lot more variation in the way that you fight other players. For the run and gun players, you'll absolutely love this because you're able to kind of boost around the map really fast, using your SMGs and shotguns for all that close quarter action to get yourself closer to the enemy players and to also get the flank on them. In the trailer they showed a maneuver where the guy jumps in the air and then boosts backwards to get behind a player who is chasing him. You're able to do stuff like that in the game, which is really cool, and you're able to also perform a boost slam while you're in the air by crouching, which allows you to basically thrust downwards to wherever you're aiming at. And if you land on someone like directly on the head, you'll perform a Goomba Stomp. You'll be able to get a kill doing that, and it's very satisfying to do, and also very rewarding as you're able to stun them if you equip the right kinds of perks. You're able to equip exosuit abilities, which allow you to enhance yourself. For example, there's a sprint ability where you can run faster for a short duration. Each exosuit ability is drained, and there's currently no way to get the abilities to regain themselves, which would have been quite cool to see, because I would have liked it, for example, if you had to rack up kills in order to get the exosuit abilities back, perhaps using this as some kind of perk. You're able to use abilities like increased health, so you regenerate health to a slightly higher level than normal, making you a little bit tankier and able to take a little bit more damage, which can be the difference between you killing a guy or him getting a kill on you. There's also a shield ability where you'll hold up a shield, which is really cool because you can combine this with another shield that you actually get in the game. And when you use your shield ability, you'll use both of them at the same time, covering you from the side and on your front, which is really cool to see in the game. You're able to escape some situations, and I find that the shield works best when you're actually in game modes like Kill Confirmed. You can pull it out so that you can safely collect the dog tags without being killed. They've also introduced abilities like being able to hover. You're able to jump in the air and then hit your exo ability and hover in the air to pull off things like sniping shots and to scout out the area a bit easier and get the drop on unsuspecting players. There's also things like Exo Cloak, which allow you to go invisible, and a counter to that, which is the Exo Ping, which allows you to see players who are like in your immediate area, so you can see if someone's on the other side of a wall, where the camper is in the other room, things like that, which really help to change up the play. Everybody's using different types of abilities, and you're finding what works best for yourself. In terms of character customization, they've added a lot of customization to the character. You can unlock loads of different pieces of equipment for yourself. You can unlock armor, gloves, exosuits. You can unlock different loadouts, which are basically like the tactical vests that you wear, helmets, trousers, pants, like tops, things like that. You can unlock different ones. However, one of the things that does get quite annoying is that you'll unlock a bloodshed helmet, and anyone that's been playing the game will know what I'm talking about. You get one pretty much every single match, which after a while begins to get extremely annoying. If anyone doesn't know why you keep unlocking these, the bloodshed helmet is unlocked after every 5 kill streak that you get. So if you get 5 kill streaks in a match, you unlock the bloodshed helmet for 30 minutes of in-game time. And if you manage to get a 25 kill streak in a game, you'll unlock the full bloodshed armor, which includes the helmet, the loadout, the pants, the vest, the shoes, everything like that. So you'll look really cool for 30 minutes of in-game time, which is another way of showing off how well you did in a previous match. In terms of the loadout customization, you're able to customize the weapons, picking and swapping perks, abilities, exosuit abilities, and your weapon attachments and everything like that. You're able to just kind of customize them out. Each slot will take up 1 point, so you can initially unlock 3 perks, but you can then spend like another point to unlock an additional slot on that perk. You're able to have a total of 6 perks total. However, it does require 9 points to unlock them all, so you can kind of either go for a full kill streak loadout, where you basically set your setup around getting kill streaks, or you can remove all of your kill streaks and then set your whole thing up around making your character as awesome as possible and having all of the perks unlocked, like being able to sprint. Gung Ho, which is a really cool perk where you're able to run around and fire at the same time, so you don't actually have to stop to aim or anything like that. You can just keep running, which is great for people that like to do run and gun, people that like to use SMGs, shotguns, those type of things, or even snipers. You're able to just kind of run around with your aimer up the entire time, which is very nice to see. They've also added a bunch of things to the Killstreaks, like you can add additional perks to them which increase the amount of points that you have to collect in order to unlock them. For example, with the UAV, you can unlock the support perk. Like most of the support type Killstreaks, you're able to unlock that. It's an additional 600 points that you have to collect in the match to unlock it. And what it means is that if you die, you're able to keep getting kills and the points will carry over towards that UAV. You can also add a bunch of cool things to the Killstreaks, for example with the missiles and with the turrets. With the turret, for example, you're able to turn it into a missile turret, you can turn it into a laser turret. Each one of these options makes it cost an additional amount of points. You can even make it have a 360-degree head and make it AI controlled so that it'll have better accuracy when you're not using it, that type of stuff, which is really, really cool to see that level of customization in the game, purely for things like the customization for the characters, the loadouts, and the Killstreaks and everything like that is really, really cool. It's really detailed, which is a nice addition to the Call of Duty franchise. The next point is the map design. The map design overall feels really good. They've actually catered to both the old school players from the old, I say old school as in the people who played the past Call of Duty games, in terms of being able to play the game modes without the boost abilities, without that extra added verticality. So they've included certain routes where you can take clambering over things to get up to the higher zones of the map, as well as being able to play the game at ground level. So it's really good to see that it actually plays quite well in the majority of maps. There are a few maps, obviously, like most Call of Duty players will see, like they absolutely hate this map because it just has one huge open area to it. But the majority of maps have a lot of different pathways that you can take, a lot of different routes. They have these long areas of engagement and close quarter areas of engagement, which is really nice to see. Overall, I haven't found myself getting really confused with the maps. Initially, within the first few days, I obviously didn't know the maps very well. I was getting destroyed by players that all knew like where to go in the maps, where the best spots were, that kind of stuff. But now I'm finding that I kind of know the best routes through the map. I know the good spots to boost in and that kind of stuff, and I've got really used to it. And the game overall seems to be playing quite well. The single player is really, really good. Call of Duty is pretty much infamous for always having a really good single player. For me, I thought the single player was really cool. You got to use all of your exo abilities. You could pretty much like use all of the weapons as well. You could use all the different types of grenades. You have this smart type of grenade where you can toggle through it for like all the different types of grenade that you can use in the campaign, and also with your tactical stuff like the flashbangs and enemy scanner grenades and things like that. You're able to cycle through them with the left bumper, and with the right bumper you're able to use like all your engaging grenades and that kind of stuff, which was really cool because usually you just get like one type of grenade and that's it. You can't really use like loads of different things. You have to pick a certain one to use and that's it, like for the whole campaign, which was really nice, and it added this extra depth to it. You were able to do all the different engagements however you wanted to. You could like do them using purely explosives, going in really loud and killing people, or you could do it like quietly and do it however you kind of wanted to, which was really nice to see. There was some good moments in the campaign using all the different gadgets that then are seen in multiplayer, which is really cool to see. You get like kill streaks and unlocks that all are themed around stuff that you've unlocked in the single player. This is something that I really like because I know previously in Call of Duty games there was some things that you'd unlock in single player and you'd be using that you were kind of like, man, this would be really cool to see in the multiplayer, but for some reason or other they didn't decide to put it in. They've added a bunch of game modes to the multiplayer, so one of them is called Uplink, which is basically, for anybody that's played Halo, it's basically Griffball. Obviously with the ability to boost around and move quite fast and unlock these extra perks like using shields, speed buffs, things like that, you're able to kind of maneuver around the maps really, really fast, and obviously that calls for some fast-paced game modes. One of these ones added, of course, like I said, is Uplink. Carry the ball to the enemy's uplink point, which is a floating orb above where the flag would usually be. You have to carry it all the way to there. You can actually throw it with the right trigger, or like by pressing the mouse button on the PC, you're able to throw the ball, and the enemy player will be forced to pick it up when they run over it. So you can actually use this to, like, say if somebody's just seen you, throw the ball at them, they'll get the ball, and then you just smash the brains in or shoot them. Things like that. You can also melee while you're holding the ball, but you can't use any of your other weapons, so this really calls for a lot of team play in getting your flag carrier, or your ball carrier into the enemy team's control point. You unlock extra points for actually carrying it in there while holding it, and you can also throw it in there for slightly less points, which really opens up, does your team want to actually try and get your guy in there, or do you want to go for easier points by trying to throw it in there from further away? I know some people are already starting to figure out good routes on the maps where you can basically throw the ball in from really, really far across the screen, or at least throw it all the way across to a teammate who can always go and hide in the same place and score easy baskets. It's a really cool multiplayer mode, and I'd be interested to see what people do with this in terms of a competitive sense, in terms of a ranked sense, if there'll be any ranked game modes around this. The ranked system on COD is actually pretty good at the moment. However, there are some points which I would like to go into in my next commentary, which will be covering all of the bad stuff that I really don't like in the new Call of Duty. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Don't go buying the game now if you're thinking of getting it just purely off this commentary. Make sure to wait around and stay tuned for my What's Bad in Call of Duty commentary. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you guys have found this great. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. If you have any points that you'd like to raise about what you don't like in the game, what you do like in the game, make sure to drop them down below. I'm always open for some discussion. I want to know what you guys like about the game and if there's anything I did miss, that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye, have a great time.